that I'm just going to do pop-ups and come on live for you guys. But I am really, and I keep saying this, I'm really going to try to be consistent. So let's say we're going to consistently show up together on Tuesdays at noon. Well, that's not going to work because I have another consistent at Tuesdays at noon. So it may be Tuesdays either at 11 or 1, but I'll let you guys know what that looks like here live. I am excited to just come on and kind of give you guys an update. You know, I love to share with you once I walk through what I'm walking through or going through, you know, the process, because entrepreneurship is not easy. There are some good days, there are some bad days, there are some great opportunities, there are some opportunities that you're like, what the heck am I doing? And as I help other entrepreneurs grow, and I have for the past 12, 13 years, I like to be real honest, raw, and transparent about the process, because it's not always easy, and you don't always go viral, and all these things. So and I wanted you guys to see me. I know I put some posts out today. Hey, SA, thank you. I know I put some posts out today and people are like, I'm praying for you. And I want you to know that, yes, I'm sad. I miss my family members and friends who have gone on, but I also understand that sometimes life happens, and I know I have no control over it, but I do have control over how I react to life and how I react to the transition of life. And so, as you guys know, we've had a lot of loss over the past 4 or 5 years within my family and even friend group. And so I've had to kind of restructure some things in my life because it changed. What I will say is that it changed me. Having to deal with these losses changed me in a way that I wasn't initially prepared for. And I think that we have to understand that sometimes that happens, right? Life happens and you may not be prepared for it. Now, did I want to shift and stop and never show up again? Absolutely not. That wasn't the case. However, I did have to learn, especially over the past year, and more importantly, over the past 60 days or so, what frameworks I need to put into place for myself in the times of transition. So I put a couple posts out today, and I wanted you guys to see me. I want you guys to know I'm good. Like I have my moments. I miss my friend dearly. But I'm thankful because the one thing I know about him is I know where he is. I know he is with the Lord, and I know he is getting on their nerves. He get on his nerves. But I will say that this time around, I saw myself slipping because this was totally unexpected. And we had just had a conversation, right? And so him and I fought a lot. Let me be very clear, okay? We bumped heads a lot, but we also loved very hard because we knew we wanted better for each other. So he would get on me, I would get on him, right? And so we had just talked or whatever, and I was like, just not expecting the loss. He was in an accident and did not survive. And so I said, okay, there are some things. Of course, I go to therapy, and I want every entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur, I think you should have a therapist. I think that it is important for you to have a therapist in the midst of on speed dial. They have the ones you can do online now. You should have a therapist, and they make it. There's some free networks for therapy now. I think that you should have a therapist that you go to consistently, because it is important to have that support as transitions, because in business, so I'm talking about grief, the transition of grief and how it's affected me in business. But let's be very clear. You can grieve a lot of things. You can grieve the loss of a partnership. You can grieve the loss of a client. You can grieve the loss of an expectation in business. There's so many aspects to it of grief that are not just the relational of a physical loss of someone. And so I think it's important to have a therapist in the midst. I am pro therapy because I do have a degree in psychology. Mine is industrial organizational psychology, which is basically the psychology of business, corporation, why behaviors in corporation. However, I did a minor in behavioral, and so I understand the behaviors of how we move when things happen, right? So when we look at these things, I think it's important for us to really put some frameworks and some support around ourselves before things happen, before shifts happen in our lives and in our businesses. And so with the loss of my friend, it ignited some things. So I wanted to I, of course, I have my degree in psychology. I wanted to learn some frameworks. I wanted to do something different from the belief side. So here's what I found. It's crazy how the loss of my friend, I went into a community of 54 days of prayer and consecration and fasting, prayer, fasting, and consecration. The loss of my friend got me to the place where I am today. There were two things that happened that I wanted to do. The first thing is I said, okay, with my degree in industrial organizational psychology, I really want to focus on belief, the belief system of entrepreneurs. And the reason being is I work with a lot of entrepreneurs. I was just looking at it. I think in the last year, I have coached well over, I believe it's 300 coaching sessions, right? For it, maybe even more than that. I have to actually really do the final numbers. And so here's where I found there's a disconnect. We can put frameworks together. We can put strategies together. We can put plans together, but they won't consistently implement them because there's a lack of belief. There's a lack of believing that they can, believing that they're worthy, believing that what they're called to do is what they're supposed to be doing, believing that because they don't have enough resources to be like other people, not using what they have, and it causes them to pause. It causes them to shift. It causes them to not move when they when they have amazing brands, amazing businesses, and amazing potential. Okay. And so I got to a place where I was like, oh wait, I am really good at public relations, and I'm really good at marketing, and I'm really good at business development, and I have a great eye for branding. Okay. I get it. And I've been able to help people create, and we've seen increase of 200, 300% in their brands. But the ones that don't shift, there's two things. Okay. And this is what I found. They either don't believe or they believe they know it all. And so when you have those two dynamics, either they don't believe or you can't tell them nothing, you won't get the results that you need. So I decided, okay, well, which one would I like to focus on? Do I want to focus on the ones that you can't tell them nothing? No. So when that person comes, I say what needs to be done, and then I'm like, all right, I put my hands to it. But the ones that don't believe, I wanted to really start looking at how to help them in a different way. So one of the things that I did that I am so excited to announce, you guys, I am now a certified neurolinguistic programming NLP practitioner. And what that is what we do is we help kind of rewire your thought process, belief process, and your brain around limiting beliefs, around generational beliefs. Now y'all know me, okay? I have also looked at the biblical side of this and putting them together, right? Because my faith is very important, and I want to know how this works with scripture and how this works with our faith. And so I'm excited to be able to mirror and merge the two to really be able to help people. Now, I had to help myself before I could help others, right? I had to help myself before I could help anyone else. So I've taken myself through this framework of belief. I've taken myself through this the NLP framework. I've taken myself through the belief structures. Additionally, now this is also while I have been working through my generational patterns, while I've been working through my areas of disbelief, while I've been working through my areas of healing, right? And so now here's what I found: when we have these areas that we do not deal with in life, it will show up in how we operate our businesses. And I'm sorry. I want to see successful businesses, and I'm not trying to work with nobody who ain't trying to work with themselves. Okay. I'm not trying to work with anybody who thinks they know it all and you can't tell them nothing. I don't want to work with those people. Now, there are people that want to work with those type of people, and I'll find them and refer, but I want to work with people that know, hey, it's still some work to be done. Right? I want to work with those people that, even if you don't have any generational patterns, no hurt, no, you're just ready to work. Those are the people that you're ready to listen, you're ready to implement, you're ready to work. Those are the people that I want to work with, right? And so I am excited. Like, I really have taken the time to work through these things for myself. One, because I want to help others, but two, one, because I wanted to help others, but more importantly, I wanted to be able to help myself. I wanted to be able to bring myself to a place of understanding, right? I wanted to be able to bring myself to a shift in life of my beliefs and my limiting beliefs and my now here's the crazy thing, you guys, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be open, honest, and transparent. Okay. I believe that I think there's gifts that everyone have, and I had the gift of faith. I mean, you couldn't tell. I believe like nobody. I would Let me tell y'all a story. I was gifted tickets. This was years ago, to this conference, and I wanted to go so bad, but I ain't had no money. Okay. I was like, I got probably about $30, and I'm in Tampa, and it was in Orlando. And I was like, I could put a little gas in the car. I could get there. I ain't gonna be able to have no lunch. And the little money I do have got to get me back to Tampa, but I am going to this conference and I'm gonna look good. Like, you ain't gonna know I ain't got it when I get there, but I'm going. And so I get to this hotel, right? I didn't even consider this. I get to this hotel, I go to park, and they like $20 parking. I ain't got no $20. So I said, God, I know you gonna make a way because you got me all the way here. So let me be real, I ain't even worry about it, right? So, hey, Margaret. So I parked my car, went in this conference. And I mean, and where they had me seating, I was all up in the front yard, just da 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 da. I'm looking at all these people. I'm like, dang, they got me in the center of it all. And I'm sitting up here like, whoa, okay. I am meeting people. I'm taking numbers and names, and we just getting it. And I made some amazing connections that have actually catapulted my business to where it is today. To be very honest, and I am still very close to those people, and they know the story now too. And so, okay, it was time to leave. Lunch, I sat in the hallway. They had some free waters and some tea, but I had some tea and water for lunch. I get in the car, and I said, God, I don't know how this little gate gonna open, okay? And I'm not about to be, a criminal and run through these people's gate, but you gonna open this gate, okay? I believe that you had me here for a reason. I made the connections that I needed to make, and it's time for me to go home, and I need to get home to my daughter and my mother, and I gotta get home. So I'm gonna need this gate to open. I don't know. So the man before me comes, he puts his card in there, and he puts his card, the gate open, gate closed back. I pulled up, y'all, that gate just popped open. I don't even know why. The way I pressed the gas and got up out of Dodge, because I was like, I don't know. And so I believed before I even got there, right? And so I had to look at, in the last 30 days, I was like, where did my level of belief die? Like, where did that level of faith and belief get thwarted, right, in my life? What has happened? So I had to go do some tracing and go back to situations and areas in my life to figure out where that started from. And then I used NLP and biblical training to help me move past that and reset my belief system and my system of faith. Let me tell y'all, it's been crazy. And so I wanted to begin by posting so you guys see where I was. So those posts that I have, yes, I am extremely sad. I miss my brother so much, right? But also it shifted something in me. It got me to a place of realizing, all right, cuz he used to mess with me about, you badder than you act like. Like you bad and you act like you this little peon, and you don't act like you bad. You know what I'm saying? Like you much better, you way better than you act, and you don't give yourself enough credit, and you don't show up enough for yourself. You don't do this. Like he was that one, right? And so by doing that, I am, again, let me share with y'all, I am excited that I have completed my NLP practitioner certification. And so now I am able to add that into the framework of helping businesses and brands not only cultivate a plan, but also make sure that you feel like you are ready to execute, implement, and believe that you can. Because that's what I want. I want you to know that you can. I want you to know that you and believe that you can. I want you to know that you are good enough. I want you to know that you are great enough. I don't want you to know that you are enough. I want you to understand that all you need is the level of consistency and belief needed to execute the plan that you've created. So how many people have created plans that they only execute for a certain amount of time or don't execute at all? I don't want to see that. I don't want to work with those people. If you not going to move, I don't want to do it. But what I do know is that sometimes there's some work that needs to be done to get there, right? There's some work that needs to be done to get there. So I am excited about today. I'm excited about the shift. I'm sorry, y'all. I did not turn off my phone. I am excited about where I am. Yes, y'all. I am working through the grief process. I am. However, it hasn't changed my level of belief. It hasn't changed my level of faith. I am excited about life and what God is doing. I am excited. Um, do I understand all of the things that He's done, or the choices that have been made, or the things that have happened? Absolutely not. But do I trust Him? Absolutely. And I tell people all the time, I don't care what nobody say, okay? I don't care what nobody say about the Bible and the history and all that. Let me tell you something. The miracle working power that I have seen for myself, you can't tell me nothing about God. I will believe, I will honor and respect what you believe. And I want you to honor and respect what I believe. Because baby, it ain't nothing you could tell me. It ain't nothing you could write. You could write a whole dissertation about why not. And I could write a whole one about why you should. Because I know what I've seen. I know what I believe. And I know where I've personally come from. And I know what has happened even for my mom. Just a miracle that she is, I mean, heck, that's enough. That's enough, okay? But listen, guys, sometimes you have to go through some things, and yes, life happens, and yes, I mean, it's gonna happen. But there's work to be done. There is a level of faith that is needed for this next level in your life. There's a level of belief, and there is a level of actionable work that you have to do, from mindset to generational work to study in your craft work to believing and to implementing, right? And so I want you guys to know that yes, y'all, it's been hard. It has been hard, and I have my moments, but I've learned how to work, honor my moments, and still deal with my life and my family and love my life and still enjoy life. I had to pull back for a second because I had to deal and honor with the feelings and honor and deal with the loss. Absolutely. But that hasn't stopped the will, purpose, and plan that I have and God has for my life. And I want you guys to know that. And that's why I put the stories up so that you can understand the why. So when you start seeing these posts from me about the certificates that I've recently gotten and the things that I've been doing, and you see me, I don't want you to think that I am just working through. Like, you know how some people be like, oh, she grieving and, you know, she just working so hard. I don't want you to think that. I want you to know that I've done the work and I'm continue to do the work through grief, but I am still moving. And I tell my mentees all the time, you can pause, but you can't quit. And I'm going to tell that to you now. You can pause, but you can't quit. You have it in you. Make sure you do what you need to do for yourself so that you can be all that you need to be for the people that you're called to serve when you're called to serve them. Because I understand that in times I may not have been all that I needed to be because I was grieving. And so I have to go back and shift that, right? I have to go back and make that right. I have to go back and do what I need to do in those spaces, right? But still, it is something that you have to identify. You have to be real with. I don't like fake, I don't like phony, and I don't like pretend. What I like is to be real about this process because entrepreneurship is not easy. Life is not easy. But I can tell you what, I have excelled at both. I do real good in life and I've done real good in entrepreneurship. So I know that this is just a season. Oh, Val. Oh, I said your face. Oh, you could pause, but you can't quit. I think that was one of the first times. Was it one of the first times I said that with you when we were eating? But I know that you can. And I believe in y'all. And I'm ready. So y'all, let's get it. Let's go. But let's do one more thing. I want to hear, I'm going to post it, but I want to hear congratulations in the chat, y'all. I have my NLP practitioner certification. I am so excited. I will be talking more on my page about what NLP is and how I'm going to include it and mesh it into the things that I do. I also have another certification that I'm going to be posting and talking about. I'll probably be coming on live tomorrow to tell you guys more. Oh yeah, I am coming on tomorrow. Thank you, because I told you guys that I wanted to share about KWI, the KWI Collective, and Keystone Business Institute. So I'll talk about Keystone Business Institute tomorrow and what we're doing that in that space and the certification that we have. And I'll talk about NLP. I'll talk about NLP probably on Wednesday a little bit more after I get through these 2 days, because I am going to be going live every day this week, y'all. Got to get back in the groove of things. I'm ready, y'all. I'm ready. And trust me, I have put places of rest, calmness, peace, and healing in my day and in my schedule. Like I have specific time that I worship and I pray and I call out. I be mad. Like sometimes I be upset because of the losses. But what I know is that this season and this time, it's go time, y'all. It is time. So I done lost this weight. And I'm keeping, even in the process of grieving, y'all, this last time in my water, I done kept this weight down. So listen, we can do this and we can do it together. And I am ready. I'm ready to shift it. I'm ready to show you guys how to excel in life as well as excel in business. And that's emotionally, physically, all of it, and relationally. All right. Talk to you guys soon. Thank you, SA.